Hey garden friends, we are about to enjoy our visit to Filoli. So come along and we'll take our garden tour. Here is where we're walking up to get started. It looks like they've really pruned these trees. They've really pruned up these trees. And if you remember, here's where we walked in before. Look at all these trees are fully leafed out. Oh, Bluebird Bar. Oh, that's a little trailer way at the end of the path. That's so cute. Before, that tree was in full bloom. And look, it's beautiful, just leafed out. We're coming up to the entrance of the house here. This is a clematis here, and over there is a beautiful wisteria climbing up. It's not in bloom yet, but just gorgeous. Love this clematis. And by the entrance, pots and pots of pansies. What a statement. Just a simple flower can be planted with plenty of them. And then back there are some fuchsias by the entrance. So here's where we'll start our tour. Oh, just a second, let me show you this squirrel. He's up on the path, just sitting there. But anyways, I wanted to tell you is not only do they have gardens here, but there's an estate trail, which they you could take hikes up through the woods, etc. And they have wildflowers and all kinds of stuff. They have tours, guided tours as well. So a lot of people avail themselves of that provision. And look back there. It's a new little bar made with a little trailer. They have a few tables and chairs down there too. How cute is that? So let's head down this first path. Now, the March tour we did, there were some hellebores blooming and what have you. So I'm curious. This is mid-May, so let's see what they've got going on today. They've got a little hedge growing. I like this. I think this is a boxwood, but it's just looking like it's getting started. And I like it short. I was leery of starting a hedge like this. But I think it makes a beautiful edging. Oh, look at the little daffodils blooming along here. Look how they supported this plant. I'm not sure what it is, but it's got this gnarly trunk coming out towards the walkway. And look at those beautiful flowers. I'm going to take a picture of it with my phone and then I can ID it with, I think it's with Google or Plant Snap. Here's a bear's britches. And I have one and I'm hoping it blooms soon. So this is where you go off to on the estate trail, and it takes you, as I said, through woods and meadows. Well, we're gonna follow the brick path. So we'll walk along here. Look at all these shrubs. I want to do more with shrubs blooming. This beautiful azalea, or rhododendron, is blooming beautifully. It's a pretty white. I'm hoping my rhododendron came through the freeze. I love all the pots. Oh, look at the foxgloves up here. This is beautiful. I love how they have benches around everywhere. I think I mentioned that in my other video. But there's foxgloves lining the path to that doorway. Oh, and they have them in pots too up there by the door. It looks like they're getting ready for some kind of event. They've got a big structure there, lights, chandeliers, etc. So that should be a fun event if it's a wedding or something. Oh, look up here. Look at this around. This is the pond area, the gazing pond they call it. But look over here. Oh, look, the roses are blooming. Let's see. Oh, yellow roses. Gorgeous. So aren't those beautiful? Just blooming away and intermingled with lots of foxglove. All yellow roses along here. And on the opposite side, this is a yew hedge. Beautiful pansies all along the way. Oh, look at these. These look like the apricot ones that I just planted. So I'm hoping they get as beautiful. And this looks like red campion. Oh my goodness, I didn't know it got this big. Oh, I can't wait for mine to do that. I better double check what it is. Isn't that beautiful? Foxgloves, the violas. Look how tall those violas have gotten. Those things are like 2 feet tall. And there's the gazing pond. And a bunch of stuff stacked for the event, whatever it is. But look at all these foxgloves. I can't believe this. I've never thought to do that with that many foxgloves. And on this side they have columbine. Look at this beautiful columbine. Ooh, I hope I get a blue one like this. I planted a mix. So. And here is the first gate. Isn't it gorgeous? They have some campion. This is likeness. This is the white one. I have some of these growing in my garden, and I can't wait. They just fill in so beautiful. I love how they use lots of old-fashioned flowers. There's some nicotiana. Oh, some smells so gorgeous. I can't identify it right now, but lots of foxgloves, the campion, and whatever this fuzzy leaf thing is. Isn't this interesting? That is gorgeous. Could be the nicotiana I'm smelling. Look at these interesting dianthus down here. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? A lot of times they have repeat planting, so everything really blends well. So ignore all the noise around. There's a lot of going on for that, setting up for that wedding. And a couple of Filoli volunteers. And let's move over here to this side. Oh, they have some California poppies. I have tons coming up too, and they just return year after year, which makes a great for filling in, and you don't have to replant. And the same with my foxgloves. Look how they're setting up this area too. This is going to be a big wedding. But I love these little pockets of flower beds. Look at this little pocket of planting. It's okay. Just ignore all the other noise. Look at this one. Oh, these ones have horns, these iris. I don't have this one, though I do have iris that have the little horns. This is the little horn. Sometimes they're also, well, that one's not just a horn. It's a little extra, I think they're called feathers, when they have an extra little petal there. That's just gorgeous. Oh, look at that columbine. It's huge over there. Beautiful columbine. Oh, and they have one of my obelisks here. Look at that, just one like one of my metal ones. I want to get a lot more of these. They just work fantastic. I wonder where they're going to grow up that. And on this side of the path, they have more iris. I like how they do clumps of one color or one particular one so it doesn't get too busy. And oh, these plants beside me are just whatever it is. I don't know. Here, get a close-up of it. But it just smells so gorgeous. Look at these gorgeous, huge columbines. I can't get over that. And look how tall that is. That's got to be almost 4 feet tall. I love these little woven edgings, borders. But this is a new area since I was here last. This was not here. Look at, they still got some hellebores blooming. Excuse my shadow. Whoop, I'm coming at it at the wrong angle. I need to come from over here. Beautiful hellebores surrounded with all these boxwood hedging. Like I said, this is all a new section. They didn't have this before. So, oh, it looks like they're really working on a fountain over there. I think they're working on that thing every time I'm... Oh, I guess that's where the wedding procession's coming from. Proceed up the pathway. All the different things. I get so many great ideas. I'm always falling in love with the boxwood hedges or edging, and yet I have a hard time because the snow smashes it in replicating that. But to me, it just really makes it pretty. And over here, they mimic the planting, so it's always matches and just flows seamlessly with all of these. So it looks like there's lavender. Oh, these might be, let's see. No, that's a salvia. Isn't that gorgeous? I can't get over this blue columbine. I have got to make sure I get some of that. I think I have seeds for some blue. Put that in. Mine's getting ready to bloom, but I have one that looks blue, but just can't tell. Oh, they have more foxgloves. I'm going to have to make better use of foxglove. Mine gets so huge, though. Maybe there are shorter ones that obviously I could make better use of. But I love going through each walled section. And I'm not minding all the hammering. You wouldn't believe the setup for this wedding that's going on. It's massive. Someone paid a pretty penny. But look at even some of the camellias are still blooming up against the wall. Oh, look at the Dusty Miller in here. I just planted some Dusty Miller for my cut flower garden. And look at this blue bed. Let's walk over there. I really like how they have just a mass of one color in an area. I think I said that before. Now I'm not sure what that plant is. I'm going to take a picture of it and ID it with my... Makes a pretty nice sized clump. So going through the next gate. Should be interesting. There's been a lot of changes since we were here last, so... Oh, wow. This is all cleared out. The orchard, well, last time there was a bunch of daffodils in the orchard. I love these big olive trees. I can't wait for mine to get larger. And I like that you can keep them in a relatively small pot, but still get a lot. So it looks like they're redoing this section here. A lot of things pulled out. We are coming up on the rose garden. Ooh, this is what I really wanted to see. And I'm so glad that it's so gorgeous today. It's just right. It's not too hot. But look at this. Overall. And they have these little sections, just like a pop of color with pots. And a piece of art in between some trees. So on this side of the rose garden, there's less people over here, so I don't have to try to dodge around them. But I love that they have them, the name tags by them. This one is Amber Queen. Oh, little lizard. Little lizard going by. Here's a hardy geranium planted at the base, a euphorbia, and a beautiful pink rose just full. And that looks like a snowball viburnum. This looks like a sage of some kind, salvia. Ooh, and that looks like veronica. Oh, look at this columbine. Isn't that gorgeous? They have the side edges here of the rose garden beautifully planted with things that come back every year. So that makes it quite easy and something I'm trying to do myself. But over here is the herb knot garden. And look how pretty it is this time of year. In November it was a little bare, not November, but March. But look how pretty it's all filling in. And then, I don't know, I don't see the lavender. Maybe they pulled it out. No, okay, maybe that's the lavender in there. It was blooming in July when we were here last. But, oh, here's the lavender coming out. I'm not sure what the purple is. I'm going to have to look that one up. But the lavender's just getting ready to bloom, and I love these rosemary balls. Rosemary little topiaries. It's just gorgeous. We'll continue. Lots of little lizards. He's up there running away. Oh, here's some Verbena bonarensis. I got mine coming back up. It reseeded. Beautiful. It blows beautiful. Here's rose campion. I have lots and lots of that. That's the same as the white one I showed you earlier. And there is a happy dappy artichoke, it looks like. And oh, look at this pink rose. This is just gorgeous. I don't see the name tag for this one, but it's beautiful. Very fluffy. Lots of drought-tolerant plants, which is something I need to aim for too. This is California, and it's so severe this year. So severe. They're going to have strict water restrictions soon. So watering's going to be at a premium. Okay, here is, looks like dahlias. The dahlias are all staked up. Slow flowers. I know they do, this was their cut flower garden. In here, oh, they've got sweet peas. Some's coming through the screen. They got daylilies in there. I see pincushion flower. Definitely delphiniums. I love how these sweet peas are just coming through the fencing. That is neat. And they look like they're all the same color. But over here, oh, a lot of euphorbias, sedums. Great idea. And they make a great ground cover. Look at that rose back there. I'm not sure what that is. That's new to me. It has the iris type leaves and then those little spikes of flowers. I don't know if this comes across, but this is a vibrant, bright blue. In my screensaver, or my screen here, it looks purple, but it's not. It's just the bluest blue. And this is more purple. But I'm not sure what this little plant is. So here's more cut flower gardens. Oh, they have wheat. Interesting. I wonder if this is the blue wheat. I have some for a cut flower garden. I haven't started it yet. But you see how they have the mesh at the end, and so the flowers grow up through it. And down here, oh, look at this. These look like dianthus. Ooh, and they have over here some peonies. All kinds of peonies. Looks like some are done. Look at this beautiful yellow one. Isn't that gorgeous? And over here is the Sweet Williams dianthus, which I have a whole thing of these coming up. I like them planted all in a one row like this. And here's their cosmos. Beautiful. Scabiosa. And there's some common yarrow, I do believe. But this is so interesting. All along here. And more peonies. Their cages are much bigger than mine, but they got much bigger peonies. Mine will graduate up when they get bigger, but mine are not the itos or etos, whatever you call them, or tree peonies. My tree peonies got eaten by gophers. And these peonies in here are for cutting. Look at all these. Wouldn't that be gorgeous to have a bed just for cutting to bring in? Enjoy their pots. They have pots on the different stairs and what have you. Right now it's still pansies. It's still cool here. Cool enough. This is the yew alley. These are Irish yews, I think is what they had told us the one time. And there's a whole line of them where it draws the focus down to the other end of that garden. Look at all these vintage irises along here. They're just allowed to fill in. And then there's the espaliered fruit trees along that fence line. It makes a nice hedge too. Beautiful and productive. Oh, look, here's a bird. Look how red. I think it's just a house finch with the red. Isn't that pretty? Chirping at us too. More irises. I really like the contrast that Dusty Miller makes. I can't wait for mine to get bigger. Mine's only not even an inch tall. But here's another pathway going up through there. That goes up through the orchard. And we're on the other side of the cut flower garden. There's the cages over there. And it says it was originally built for berries to keep the deer away from them. Blackberries, raspberries. And so they changed it to a cut flower garden. Look at that rose growing up that. Isn't that gorgeous? I wish my roses were that big this time of year, but as I showed you, they got pretty zapped with this last freeze. One thing about the climate down here, this is like Santa Cruz Mountains, there's to my left, is the mild winters they get. So you can grow roses like this and have them be in bloom beautifully this time of year. These things are massive. Look at that. I have one up against, oh, I'm going to show you the trunk of this thing. This thing's huge. Look at that thing. It's been here forever.
Not at all.
Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Mrs. Sam McCready is the name of this rose. Look at that thing. And another portal to go through. Look at that borage. It is huge. Mine never get that huge, but I don't have the mild climate. But this thing is just being beed. Lots of bees. There's lots of plants around here, lots of flowers, but they are on the borage. I definitely am going to have to grow this again. Coming back down the other side of the rose garden. Just rows and rows of roses. All so gorgeous. And now I'm going to put my camera down for a minute and I'm going to just enjoy the roses. This rose is just amazing. Look at this thing. We're leaving the rose garden area and the hydrangeas, and we're going into, I do believe this is the camellias and azaleas and rhododendrons. Yes, it is. Such a dramatic temperature drop in here from all the shade, but it's so beautiful. A shady glen. I think these variegated shrubs are perfect in a shady glen because it just brightens up. I'm loving all the ferns. Looks like there's some hellebores finishing up down here. Like some nice violets left to roam. Staghorn fern. This thing's huge. Got a special hanger for it so it doesn't, the weight of it doesn't gouge the tree. But look at that. It's massive. So there's the swimming pool. If you hear water running, it's that filter or whatever. They're moving the water. This area last time they had pots of tulips, but this tree, look at this massive tree, is casting shade. There's benches all around. And to my left, is some bathrooms. This Japanese maple hidden back here. It's just gorgeous. You turn the corner around this tall yew. Look how big that trunk is. You can see that it's a very old one. Isn't that beautiful? That hedge is full of rhododendrons. The pool's behind me to give you an idea of where we're at. There's all kinds of these yew alleys that just lead you somewhere. I like these topiary trees. They add a touch of whimsy and interest. Don't you just love how those trunk structures coming out are? This is the tea house. It's kind of cluttered up in front with the wedding stuff, but it's still beautiful. These are tree roses in here. On the other side of where the wedding's going to be, that's this dining area. Look at those chandeliers.
What's the town that we're in?
Woodside. Fleabane. I have some of this planted, just a small patch, but it's supposed to spread, and I sure hope it does. I love how it just fills in with those dainty white flowers. Some people consider it a weed. I consider it gorgeous. So around here is more boxwoods, and the tree roses really are outstanding. My dream would be to have a walled garden. Wouldn't you love one of these? Even just simple brick, and then the plants growing alongside it. I just think each wall and creating the rooms and walking through just makes it seem so much more expansive, even though you think it would hem it in. But I think it's just gorgeous to be able to walk through, and it's always exciting to go through the next doorway. This is Mary Rose. This is a David Austin. This one is a standard. I don't do well with standards because the heavy snow breaks them off at the graft, but I just love them. We're now in the nursery area, and they have some beautiful sempervivums. And of course, I'm picking up a couple that I don't have. These things do fantastically for me, even through our cold winters. So here are the two I have picked out so far. There's a bonsai show here. I forgot about that. I did read it and then completely forgot. And here are some in here that are actually in the nursery for sale. We'll walk around on the terrace where they're having the show, but isn't this fun? And lots of plants.